Do you recall the time? Do you recall the time that you first connected with music? Because I know
Yes.
for me in particularly, like I had an independent grind too as well.
Right.
I never probably made it to the levels or pinnacles you made it to, but I had an independent grind to where before I even started becoming an artist, I was a fan of music. So
Right,
I
right.
remember going to the corner store, buying bootleg DVDs for like $5, and that's
2 for 5s.
yeah, you feel me?
They was jerking you. We paid 2 for 5. You know
and
what I'm
I
saying?
and that was like my start of getting into music. So I'm listening to, Dipset, G Unit.
Yeah, the
I'm listening to a
mixtapes.
lot. Yeah, the
Yeah, the
mixtape era.
mixtapes.
Niggas
Yeah,
probably
the
wouldn't know
live
that
TV
right
shit.
now, but
Right, right.
back in them times, the bootleg era, the mixtape era was a big thing. You feel me? Now
That's a
niggas got
fact.
the internet, so they could just easily tap in. But back then, you had to go to the corner store, go to the Poppy and Mom, stores,
Yeah,
and
we
go
go to the
buy.
Africans down there, like the Africans that have them, like, so that inspired me. I can't say that I ain't look up to them people, or I don't know if they would consider that, but that kind of like inspired me to not only just do music, but like my early inspirations, probably like, bro, I remember being like, damn near first grade or kindergarten, PS something, and I had a Big Daddy Kane tape, and I brought it to school, and the music teacher took the tape from me and called my mom. How you have this tape? And my mom was like, faked it, like, what? How did you get that? Whole time she bought me them shit. It's 2 for 5 from the bootlegger. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
But like that was like one of my inspirations, seeing him rap or whatever. Like, cause my pops and my uncle, God bless his dad, my uncle Kirk, them niggas was like early hip hop niggas. Like they from Queens, where like then there, the Run DMC niggas used to be on the block. Either you know what I mean?
So you always had like that inspirational music around you in some way,
Yeah.
form, or. So let me ask you this, right? Just being in New York City, that's where hip hop started from. You feel me?
Right.
And also, you had your streets, trials, and tribulations growing up in New York. What made you transition into getting into music?
So, it was like, as far as getting into music, so I got a homeboy named Lexo. So Lexo was all right, before boom, before the Lexo shit, I'm in high school and somebody from my neighborhood ended up getting a record deal, right? And they got like, I don't know, 100,000 or something like that. And like, I'm at that time, I'm toting guns, I'm selling little sneaky crack while I can and get Jordans, you know what I'm saying? Like, I say sneaky because it's like, ain't like I was living wild. My mom wasn't having that, you know what I'm saying? I'd get my ass beat if I got caught or whatever. But I'm just doing my little 1-2. And, I'm like doing my little hood shit, doing my hood shit. But then somebody got a record deal, but like, they was talking about shit that I'm living. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, niggas ain't doing that or whatever. So that like sparked something in me like, oh, but I'm supportive, like, fuck it, this somebody from the hood. Yeah, they doing their thing. They could get money off some word. Oh, that's dope.
Right.
So then fast forward, my man Lexo, he run around doing all kind of little street shit with me, and his moms end up sending that nigga to Texas like, nigga, no, y'all, nigga, you're gonna die out here. You know what I'm saying? Or go to jail, whatever. Send him to Texas. Boom. So a couple years later, I end up going to see the nigga. We keep in touch, whatever. That's my man. And I felt like, I was responsible for having him in all of the street shit. So I'm keeping in touch. I go out there, see him in Texas. Nigga, when I tell you, like, I'm not even really thinking about rap. I just remember the time that somebody ended up getting on from doing some rap, and they had more money than we was making off little, you know what I mean, dimes and 8 balls. And then now this nigga goes out of town, and I see Texas, and now I see all kind of shit. I see independent niggas I never heard of. Only nigga was Little Flip at the time, but then you start hearing about people like Little Kiki and Slim Thug.
People that was big within the area.
They big independent. Zero. Oh man, I think DJ Screw was already dead or whatever. OG Ron C, all that. And I'm like, wait, these niggas, they making money off music? And he like, yeah, and they independent? What? Like, this ain't no false shit like how niggas would see Master P and be like, oh, Like, they not signing no label. You not seeing them on BT, none of that. And I'm like, oh, okay, wow, this is fire. How they do it? So I start asking questions, and he start putting me on, like, oh, yeah, this person do this and that. And I'm like, oh, damn, all right, maybe I could apply that back in New York on the East Coast where I'm from. There's nobody doing that.
Right.
And mind you, at that point, we was smoking weed and freestyling in the hallways. So I ain't had no records or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, you know what, let me go try this shit. And then that really like opened my eyes up. And then all of a sudden you had the freestyling. I mean, you had the mixtapes that came into play later on with the Dipset. It was G-Unit first, then Dipset. I remember when Cam had went and got the deal and he was signed and he went independent. I was like, yo, this shit is hard.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And just all of that. Shout out to K Slade. And I at that time, like you say, the mixtape era used to want to get on a DJ's tape.
That'll blow you up.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
And they be charging niggas or whatever. And like I was willing to pay, but the DJ told me like $1,200. I'm like, nigga, the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know like nigga, 8 balls probably $90 at the time, and I'm selling them for like 120, 130, making my, but you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And have a little bit of break. I'm like, nigga, 1,200 to blow a pause at one time? Fuck no, I told nigga eat a dick, hung up on him, and then I end up, it's funny, years later, this DJ, he ended up putting my shit on. He don't even know it was me at the time. But he ended up putting my shit on. And he asked me to host the tape, and I was like, nah, I ain't fucking with it. But long story long, I ended up saying, I said, I'm going to take that same 1,200 and I'm going to make my own tape. Probably cost me a little less. And I'm going to sell my own shit. And that's when I came up with the Troy Ave versus 50 Cent, Troy Ave versus Dipset, Troy Ave versus G-Unit. And it wasn't like me going at them. I don't even know them. It was just my songs and they songs and letting the people compare.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?